Hey guys, this is Mrs. Harrington, and today we are going to look at a grammar skill where we're going to learn how to use different kinds of conjunctions in writing. So the first thing we want to understand is just what is a conjunction. So let's follow along with me as I read this definition at the top. Conjunctions are connectors. They connect individual words or groups of words in sentences. There are three kinds of conjunctions. Now, what we want to focus on here is where it tells us that they connect. Oh, hold on. Let me change my pen. All right, here we go. They connect words or groups of words in sentences. So they stick things together. So think of conjunctions kind of like glue. It tells us that there are three different kinds of conjunctions. Now, one of the conjunctions you're probably already familiar with. The other two you might be a little less familiar with. So let's start with the first type of conjunction. This is what we call coordinate conjunctions or coordinating conjunctions. They connect words, phrases, or clauses, and they do this by using words like and, but, or. Now, you've probably heard your teachers in the past say fanboys words. These stand for the types of coordinating conjunctions you might use. So F stands for, A stands for and, N is for nor, B is for but, O is for or, Y is for yet, and S is for so. So then they give us examples of how to use these coordinating conjunctions. The snow is cold and fluffy. So this is an example of a coordinating conjunction that is being used to create what we call a compound predicate. Looking at the next sentence, Chris likes soccer, but Samantha likes football. Now this is a little bit different here. We're still using a coordinating conjunction. I see the word but if you notice it has a comma in front of it. This is called a compound sentence. So there are several different times that you're going to use coordinating conjunctions. You'll use them to create a compound predicate. You're going to use them to create compound sentences, and you also might use them to create sentences that have a compound subject. I'll give you an example of that. My mom or dad will pick me up. Now, this is what we call a compound subject because the sentence is about more than one person. Now, the biggest difference between compound subjects, compound predicates, and a compound sentence is that when you are writing a compound sentence with a coordinating conjunction, you've got to make sure you include that comma in front of the conjunction. But you don't need a comma when it's a compound subject or a compound predicate. So now let's look at the next type of conjunction. This is what we call correlative conjunctions. These are conjunctions that are used with pairs of things and they are always used together. So examples would be like using both and in a sentence, either or, neither nor. When it says that they're like pairs, these correlative conjunctions never separate. You're never going to use both either as correlative conjunctions because those two words do not go together. They are not a pair. You have to keep the correlative conjunction pairs together. So let's look at an example. Both Tammy and Tara went to the play. We're using both and here because they go together. Look right here. It says Tammy and Tara are a pair. The last type of conjunction we're going to look at is what we call a subordinate conjunction. This is when you connect two clauses that are not equal, or maybe they don't go together. They connect dependent and independent clauses. Now, you've probably already seen this on your homework when it talks about complex sentences, because when you write a complex sentence, that is connecting a dependent and independent clause. So that means somewhere in the sentence, you're going to use a subordinating conjunction. So some examples of subordinating conjunctions would be words like after, as long as, since, and while. Look at the example sentence. They run after the sun goes down. So you've got the subordinate conjunction right there in the middle of the sentence. Now, it looks a little bit different if the subordinate conjunction comes at the beginning of the sentence. Let me show you how that would look. After the sun goes down, comma, they run. So in this sentence, I switched where the subordinate conjunction was, and instead of having it in the middle of the sentence, I moved it to the beginning of the sentence. Because I've moved this to the beginning of the sentence, my dependent clause after the sun goes down has to have a comma behind it. That comma is separating the dependent clause from the independent clause. So now that we've looked at all three types of conjunctions, we're going to decide from the box below which kind of conjunctions will best complete the sentence. We're going to choose the best answer, and then we're going to also decide, is it coordinate conjunction, correlative conjunction, or a subordinate conjunction? So looking down at number 1, Tabitha wanted to have pretzels for a snack, blank. Keisha wanted snow cones. So I see one person wants one type of snack, and then another person wants a different type of snack. I also see there's only one blank, so I definitely will not be using a subordinate conjunction, or I'm sorry, a correlative conjunction, because correlative conjunctions come as a pair, meaning 2 words have to be used. So based on my choices here, and based on what the sentence said, the best conjunction would be but. And this would be a coordinating conjunction. So I'm going to put CC for coordinating conjunction. Look at number 2. Ooh, I see there are 2 blanks. So I automatically know I'm going to have to use correlative conjunctions because those come in pairs, 2 words. Blank red, blank orange was used in the mural. So I'm talking about a mural that was painted, and they're telling me that these 2 colors were both used in the mural. Or maybe they're telling me neither one of the colors were used in the mural. So really there are 2 possible answers, but I know they have to be correlative conjunctions. So I'm going to go with neither nor. Using neither nor here is telling me that these 2 colors were not used. When you think neither nor, I want you to think not. So we're going to say neither, neither, however you like to say it, red nor orange was used in the mural. And these are correlative conjunctions. So I'm going to put in parentheses C-O-R-R, period. I'm going to abbreviate correlative there. Let's look at number 3. Taylor wanted to go skiing today, blank the big snowfall. So she wanted to go skiing, and obviously she can go skiing because there was a snowfall. Now, I can't use the word because here because that's not a choice that we have. So based on what we have left, let's go ahead and cross out but, and let's cross out neither nor. What would make the most sense? Well, I know that it's not going to be one of these correlative conjunction pairs because there's not 2 blanks. So I'm left with after, since, and as long as. Well, based on what this sentence said, the only one of these conjunctions that would make sense would be the word since. And this is not a coordinating conjunction. It's not a fanboy word. And it's not a correlative conjunction because it doesn't come in a pair. So this has to be a subordinating conjunction. So I'm going to put SC. Let's look at number 4. Carrie didn't go biking, blank, it was storming. You know what? I just realized that I was looking at the wrong sentence, guys. Oops. See, teachers, we mess up sometimes too, guys. Mistakes happen. Let's cross this out. Go back to number 3 with me. See, if y'all were here, you would have said to me, oh, Miss Harrington, you did something wrong. So look at number 3. Let's look at this again. Taylor wanted to go skiing today, blank the big snowfall. So again, we know that she can go skiing because there was a snowfall. You have to have snow to go skiing. So let's look one more time at what we have left. Again, we're not going to use correlative conjunctions because there's not a pair. It wouldn't make sense to say she wanted to go skiing today and the big snowfall. It's not going to make sense to say as long as. I accidentally put since in there. So what are we left with? We're left with this word after. Now that makes more sense. Now the sentence would say Taylor wanted to go skiing today after the big snowfall. Still, that is a subordinating conjunction. I know it's not a coordinating conjunction because it's not a fanboy word, and it's not correlative because it doesn't come in a pair. So we're going to use after. So sorry about that, guys. I'm glad I caught that. All right, well, now let's go look at number 4. Carrie didn't go biking, blank, it was storming. Now, when I see this, the first word I want to throw in here is because, but that is not an option for us when we're talking about using conjunctions. So let's look at what we have left. Now again, we're not going to use these correlative conjunctions because I only see one blank. So we're left with and as long as since. So take a second and I want you to think to yourself, which one of those would make the most sense in the sentence? All right, after taking a minute, I hope that you decided that the best conjunction is going to be the word since. Since is a lot like because. So if you're writing a sentence where you can't use the word because, or you want to use maybe a stronger word, you could use since here instead. So Carrie didn't go biking since it was storming. Now again, this is not a coordinating conjunction because it's not a fanboy word, and it's not correlative because it doesn't come in pairs. So this is also a subordinating conjunction. All right, let's look at one more, and then I'm going to leave the bottom three up for you to see if you can figure out those answers on your own. So let's look at number 5. Blank buster, blank buzz. Uh-oh, I see 2 blanks again, so I already know what kind of conjunctions I'm going to have to use. So blank buster, blank buzz, passed puppy training class. So I have 2 choices for correlative conjunctions. Remember, they come in pairs. I could say both and, either or. Well, when I look at what the sentence says, I don't feel like it's going to make sense to say either or. Either Buster or Buzz passed puppy training class? No, that just doesn't sound right to me. So I'm going to use both and. So I would say both Buster and Buzz passed puppy training class. And again, come in a pair, 2 words. So this is what we call correlative conjunctions. All right, guys, I want you to look at 6 through 8, and you can do it on a piece of paper, on a Post-it note, on an index card, and I want you to decide what would be the best answers, the best conjunctions to fit in the last 3 sentences. Until next time, guys.